Hi, I'm Linz. Welcome to Becoming Everwell, a channel where we talk about the ongoing journey of becoming. In today's Life Learning episode for Midlife You, we're talking about when you consider all the pieces of the puzzle. I make sense of life by writing about real everyday stuff that makes us who we are. Some of these snapshots are fun, some are more serious. Maybe they'll open up something in you too. Let's grow. A puzzle won as Gift of the Year under our tree last year. Santa brought it, but I have some insight on how it came to be. Juxtapuzzles is a company that creates wildly personalized collages from provided images, and the collage becomes a 672-piece puzzle. Here is my family's collage. How fun is that? This colorful smorgasbord of some of my favorite photos from the past 14 years fills me with joy. And my kids marvel at seeing their babyhood faces beside their toddler faces, tween, and for one, teen images in such a playful way. As the Christmas morning hoopla settled last year, we dug into the puzzle, framing out its border. Then we all slowly worked on it in varying spurts for the subsequent week of our holiday break. We'd uncover minuscule but distinctive parts of family members, piece by piece. A left ear here, a few fingers there, a swath of a familiar sweatshirt there, then figure out where each piece belonged. The outstretched puzzling experience kept whisking us into our vault of treasured memories, bringing out laughter, conversation, and nostalgia along the way. The kids especially couldn't fathom how so much time had passed between then and now. It's the age-old mystery, isn't it? Where has the time gone? And like with any jigsaw puzzle, many individual pieces, probably more than half, have no obvious markings to help identify their place in the grander landscape of the collage. Those indecipherable pieces that don't clearly connect to the whole because they don't stand out. They're just grayish or brownish or beigeish. As solo pieces, they don't yet make sense by their appearance. So as the collage slowly took shape on our kitchen table over the holiday break, those unremarkable pieces hung around, unplaced and off to the side for the longest. Meanwhile, we spent many days of the break skiing, an activity we all love, and I took notice of a few seemingly unremarkable moments with my kids. First, as we trudged from the parking lot to the lodge, my 12-year-old son offered to carry my skis. I mean, totally unheard of. Parents who commit to being skiing families know that choosing to ski comes with years of heavy lifting of your equipment and theirs. A fair share of complaining from the exhausted littles, and consistent risk of self-injury while awkwardly straining ligaments in efforts to teach them. The dream of swooping around snow-capped mountains as a family unit is the dangling carrot, but it's also entirely tempting to give up the dream at countless junctures throughout the learning years. And now, as we've finally arrived into the skiing family dream, my child voluntarily offers to lighten my load, a new and welcomed glimpse of his maturing self. Then, while skiing with my younger son on a trail where he led the way, I noticed that he looked back to check on me. Now, this kid typically aims straight down the hill, as if in a simulated video where each bump is a chance to personify Mario. He's never before displayed a shred of regard for my whereabouts on the slopes. Rather, I've been the checker-upper. I've always looked around to ensure that he's with me. So on this day, when he glanced back, I felt from him a new awareness of, and perhaps a desire for, my proximity. And I wonder, perhaps this little daredevil has matured a smidge away from carefree recklessness. And then my 8th grade daughter, who lives in a social sphere where the popular kids are a referenced entity, reflected casually while we rode on the chairlift, I think my idea of what's popular has changed. She went on to say that she thinks it's cool to care, cool to want to do well in school, cool to take care of your wellness. I sensed a new sliver of separation from the classic lemming tendencies of middle schoolers. None of these moments are extraordinary. None have accompanying photos to preserve them as proof. They're not even memorable moments. They're more like those nondescript puzzle pieces that fit into the whole but will never stand out. These kids, whose childhoods I get to observe up close, are becoming more themselves each passing day. And it's so easy to miss the subtle evidence of their inner growth. But these unremarkable, indistinct moments are the pieces of life that weave then and now together. We wonder where the time goes, but the plain truth is that it hasn't gone anywhere. We're in it. We're living it, observing it, and breathing all of it, piece by piece. These tiny, fleeting moments, an offer to help, an instinct to check in, a desire to be true to oneself, are valuable, good things in the shaping of a young person's character. As my kids continue to take shape into their respective adulthoods, I'll surely get to a point where I'll have a clearer perspective on the whole of who they're each becoming. But for now, I want to relish the incomplete picture and marvel at the placement of those unremarkable pieces in the growing puzzles that are them. Let's keep growing. Thanks for being here today. I'm Lindsay Hurdy. You can learn more about me and all that I offer in the self-development space on my website, lindsayhurdy.com. And if you'd like to keep up with my writing as I publish on Substack every week, you can at lindsayhurdy.substack.com. I would love to have you join me there. And I also include in those weekly emails other offerings that I put out into the world, especially my Forever Letter writing services. So I'd love for you to learn more about that. But today, thanks for showing up here on YouTube and connecting and being here. I hope it's given you something to think about in your own life. Until next time. Be sure to like and subscribe and click that bell to get alerts for new posts. I'd be ever grateful.